Hi, I'm Gary and I'm a Mailchimp Pro partner. I've made available a free app for those with multiple Mailchimp audiences. If you have multiple audiences, you may have noticed that it's very difficult to understand which contacts are, for example, unsubscribed in one audience and subscribed in another, or even to know which contacts are in multiple audiences. I'll show you how this app works and will make your life a lot simpler. So first of all, go to audience-dashboard.streamlit.app. Then all you need to do is in Mailchimp itself, just export each of your audiences. As you export, Mailchimp will provide you with a zip file. You don't need to unzip the files or anything, just keep those zip files. So they'll look something like the 3 files I have on screen at the moment. Now, you might have 2, you might have 10, it really doesn't matter. Also, the naming doesn't matter. So just select all of the zip files and then drag and drop it into the app. And pretty soon, and depending on how many contacts you have, you'll get various data. So what we're seeing here is for each audience, from that zip file, it's now analyzed it. And for example, this audience here, audience 2, 716 contacts are cleaned, 145 are subscribed, and 44 are unsubscribed. And it'll show you the output for each audience. Then we have an overview of all your audiences. So in total, across all our audiences, we have 744 cleaned, 154 unsubscribed, and so on. Going down, there are also various tables, and you can click the little download as CSV to download those tables for yourself. So first of all, there's a summary per audience. Then we have all your contacts, and you can download this. So every single contact you've got, and it shows you for the email address, for example, if they're in audience 1 and where it's blank they're not, and what their status in each audience is. So this person, for example, is subscribed in both audience 3 and audience 1. Going down a little bit, this is where it really becomes very useful. We can see the status of each person in the audience, and this table only shows people that are in more than one audience. So whereas the table above showed everyone in all your audiences, this shows only people that are in multiple audiences. And where it's highlighted this reddish kind of color, it means that they're unsubscribed in one audience and subscribed in another. This is where you might get into legal problems with spam regulations and so on. Because when a person unsubscribes in Mailchimp, they unsubscribe from the audience from which the email campaign was sent. So if you have the same person in multiple audiences, they click unsubscribe, they unsubscribe from that audience, but they remain subscribed in another. If you send an email, you may be breaching various spam laws and so on. So it's great for compliance. And there are various other, again, download options. Now, on the left-hand side, we have various filter options. So for example, let's say I only want to see people that are subscribed and unsubscribed. I can uncheck these and it'll automatically update the charts. Now you can see it's only showing, for example, here, unsubscribed and subscribed. And I can always add them back by clicking the down arrow, and let's just add back all the contacts. And you can play with this as the filters as you see fit. Also, we can do it by audience. If you only want to see for certain audiences, we can uncheck some audiences, and all the tables and everything is updated to just those audiences that you've selected. There's also another feature that a lot of my clients have found very useful over the years, and by the way, this is the first time I've made this available free publicly, but I've been using this app for many very large clients with several million contacts even. So for example, let's say we want to know how we're going with our Gov email addresses. So those ending in .gov, we can quite simply just type in any segment of the email address, click enter, and now these tables will update just for any email that contains .gov. Actually, if it's ending in .gov, I should have put .gov. So let me just redo that. So we can see that in total we have, 308 .gov email addresses across my audiences, and these are their statuses in the different audiences for .gov, and these are the statuses here where they are doubled up, for example, and on we go. And of course, we can enter .edu. We could even do by a first name, by a company domain name, and so on. Please like this video. Please visit the app. Thanks for joining me.